Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about renting 20 high-end cars on Turo and what the results have been. Some user had asked me about how the car sharing business was going, and so I'm going to answer it here. Now, if you don't know, we are developing our own app because Turo has a multitude of problems, which I'm going to go over here, but it still is a viable business. I'm going to tell you about how to make this profitable and also how you can make this not profitable. Now, another user recently asked me about how I would approach the current climate with buying and selling cars right now. Right now, during COVID-19, it is actually a seller's market, so if you have extra cars or motorcycles laying around, you can probably get top dollar for them. So right now, I've been selling off some extra projects that I've had, and I've been focusing on car sharing. And it's really actually lucrative if you know what you're doing. Quick background on me, if you're new here, I have an engineering background and I also got a finance and marketing emphasis MBA at Chapman University. That is a university with the leading economic forecast. And while I was in grad school, I crossed over the 1 million net worth mark. And so that was what I started with that YouTube MBA series. So anyways, this channel is about cars and finance because that's my background. And so if you don't like it, then you don't have to watch it. But that's literally what I do. I go into businesses and I make them profitable. That's how I was educated and that's exactly what I do. So let's talk about this. With the cars that we're renting out 4 Porsche 911s, 2 Corvettes, 2 Ferraris, and a bunch of luxury SUVs that include G-Wagons, Land Rovers, and an Audi Q8, a Bentley Bentayga. Some very nice cars. Let's get the obvious out of the way. This is not passive income. As I've talked about real estate on this channel, how that was completely passive. I didn't do any work on this property in order to make $50,000. I just used spreadsheets. Same thing with stocks and bonds and government debt. I just use spreadsheets to evaluate what they're worth and I make money off of them and I'm sitting on my butt. But with cars, I'm working very hard, and that's also the reason I haven't been able to make videos is because I'm working over 60 hours a week. The fleet maintenance takes a ton of time. So we had a guy maintaining the fleet, and it actually wasn't profitable. So I had to start taking over that in order to make it profitable, in order to make the numbers attractive. So that's one of the biggest points. If you don't want to do some work, if you're looking for passive income, car sharing is probably not for you. One big example of this would be brakes. If you go to the dealer to get your brakes done on a high-end car, you may spend thousands of dollars. But if you do it yourself, get the rotors turned at a local shop, and put new pads in, you're looking at a brake job of under $100 an axle. Big thing for profitability because your renters are very hard on the brakes. When someone's renting a sports car, they're gonna drive it hard. Now, one of the biggest problems that I've noticed with Turo, for instance, is that they allow a lot of bad drivers to go onto the platform. So we have had cars that have been totaled. We've had cars that have been smoked in. We've had cars that have been crashed. We have also had people take the cars to the racetrack. And yeah, it's a sports car, but it is not prepared for the track. It's stupid to think that you can take a rental car to the racetrack. Now, you guys who have followed me know what is involved in prepping a car for the racetrack. But there are some really dumb people out there who will try to rent the car and take it to the racetrack. Now, how do I prevent this? I have tracking devices hidden in the cars, and I also have a tracking device that's hooked up to the OBD2. So even if they unplug that, I still know where the car is. So with the car tracking device, all of the notifications get sent to my watch. So if I'm working on a car or doing anything in the office, I will get notified of what is going on with the car. And so if the car has a check engine light, if the car enters a geofenced area like a racetrack or someone's taking it to Mexico, I get a notification. If someone unplugs one of the devices, I get a notification. And so that is very important, and that is one thing that is not included on car sharing apps. They don't give these devices out, so you kind of have to do it yourself. And it's very important with sports cars. One of the scariest things is when someone doesn't return your car, doesn't answer their phone, and you have no idea where the car is. And that's why the tracking is so important. We've had cars that have been abandoned in parking lots. All right, now let's get down to profitability. Profitability is the big one. Someone said that this would not be profitable because some other guy has tried it. Well, he probably did that on purpose. He was probably taking a net operating loss on his business. You can actually be profitable. Do not buy a McLaren. That's the first step. That car was a mistake. McLarens are incredibly unreliable, like mind-blowingly unreliable. Now, as I browse through YouTube, many people complain about car sharing not being profitable, and the reason that they're not profitable is they purchased the wrong car for their area. So there's the guy, normal guy supercar in Texas, he purchased a Ferrari and tried to rent it out in Texas, I guess, and he's not profitable. He has a fleet of cars and he says they're not profitable. He should have looked at supply and demand. If he really does in fact want to be profitable, then he should have looked at supply and demand. If he wants to be profitable, he has the wrong cars. Now I'm here in Los Angeles and the Ferrari 458 is one of the best cars to purchase. It gets over $10,000 a month in revenue and it's a very reliable car. So I have a much different experience than him, but again, that's based on your local supply and demand. The next very important thing that I've said time and time again on this channel is to study depreciation curves. When you look at what a car costs new versus when it hits the bottom of its depreciation curve, it's a big difference. One of the notable cars recently that I had on this channel was the C7 Corvette. I purchased it at the bottom of the depreciation curve. I purchased it for $34,000. I beat the hell out of it on the racetrack and then I traded it in and still got $30,000 for it. I got $30,000 for the car and I sold the competition seats out of it for $2,000 extra dollars. So that was just fantastic. Other notable examples that I've had on this channel were my Lotus Elise. I purchased that for $20,000. And also recently I had a Ford Raptor, which I purchased for $17,500. Now both of those cars I flipped for more money. But the point is I purchased them when they were at the bottom of their valuation. Those cars probably won't sell for any less than that. So you take that concept of buying a car at the bottom of its depreciation curve and now you add in car sharing. Now you add in cash flow and it changes the whole idea of this. So imagine renting all those cars out for $100 a day for 10 days out of the month. That's an extra $1,000 per car that you're renting out. This should get the wheels in your head to start turning because this is really profitable. You have these cars that are just sitting there. You could be renting them out, letting someone use them while you get on with your life. So now you have this cash flow, this monthly cash flow. The next step is to calculate your entry and your exit points. So you buy the car at the bottom of its depreciation curve, rent it out for, let's say, a year. Maybe it still has warranty left on it. When the warranty is up, you sell it, you get rid of it, you take your money, and you buy more cars. And that is the basic idea of the process. Another thing I've come to learn is that the warranty is critical, and so extended warranties are very important. So with the Corvettes, we'll buy the extended warranty when the factory warranty expires. Other cars we may get rid of if they go outside of the warranty and start experiencing too many problems because they become unprofitable. Sometimes when a car gets old, the expenses outpace the revenue and the car no longer brings you money. So you gotta get rid of it. One cool thing I learned is that Ferraris come with a 7-year maintenance plan. So when you're taking your Ferrari in to get it maintained, they pay for the maintenance on it. That doesn't really include brakes, but it does include the oil changes. So recently I took in the Ferrari California, I got it serviced, and they tried to bill me $2,500. So I said, hey, wait a minute, isn't this covered by the maintenance warranty? And the guy says, oh, let me call my warranty department. He calls the warranty department and it's covered and I take the car for free. So very important to understand your warranty coverages so that you're not paying out of pocket for things that are covered. I know that sounds obvious, but I'm sure people just pay it, and that's why the guy was trying to bill me in the first place. So with all of this, what cars are best? My favorite cars are the Corvettes and also the Ferrari 458. The Ferrari 458 is surprisingly reliable and it brings in over $10,000 a month. When you look at what it costs to run, it's not really that bad because of the maintenance that's included with it. The Corvettes also are great cars. They don't earn as much as the Ferrari. They're more like $2,000 a month, but they're pretty reliable and people can beat the shit out of them and they continue to run and run and run. The other thing with the Corvettes is the extended warranty is very cheap, the GMPP extended warranty. And so that's what makes the Corvettes one of my favorite cars to rent out for car sharing. So that's it. That's a brief overview of the car sharing that we have been testing out. I hope that answers some of your questions. If you have any more, please leave a comment below and I will make more videos on this when I have free time. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you enjoy your car.